So hello my dear friends, welcome back, welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our discussion of planets through Navamsa Chart in Vedic Astrology. And in this particular video, let's try to understand planet Sun placement in the 7th house of your D-9 chart and what are going to be the results, positive, negative and karmic results that are associated with this placement. Let's try to understand in this video. Also, I request you, if you want to understand more with regards to what exactly 7th house of Navamsa chart is going to be and how it is differentiated from the 1st house of D1 chart, you can watch my videos in the playlist section of Navamsa series, 7th house of Navamsa Kundli. So you can find that more insights up there. Although still I'm going to give you one basic overview over what the 7th house represents, and then we will proceed further with the sun placement up there. Now the very first thing, 7th house or the planet sitting in the 7th house is going to give us the exact indication with regards to the physical character and the emotional character of your spouse and life partner. Physical character mean to say their looks, their body structure, their eyes, their hairs, their skin color. Each and everything you can find with that planet that is going to be 100 out of 100 matching with that part. Apart from this, all the emotional part, how they have the capacity to emotionally deal with the relationship aspect is also seen through that particular house. Now, if you want to study certain emotional traumatic experiences in their life, you can study by looking into the planet up there. Depending over the dignity, if sun is debilitated, exalted, or it may be if it is in affliction with some other malefics. So you can easily identify that part, the traumatic experiences are going to be present inside the partner. Okay. 7th house also represents the combined business aspect of a husband and wife. Many people after their marriage, they want to set up the businesses with their future spouses or life partner. So what kind of a combined business approach that you are going to take, that is also seen through that house. Even the direction of a marriage, okay, like direction of marriage simply mean you need to pay attention towards the 7th house of the D9 chart. Look, sun placement or maybe like the planet which is actually going to be present up there. So which zodiac sign that planet is posited. Now check that planet in the like D1 chart specifically. Suppose sun is posited in the sign of Aries. So Aries is ruled by Mars. Look where Mars is posited in the D1 chart. If Mars is posited in the money and wealth houses, it means the direction of marriage is towards financial security, attaining financial comforts in your life. If it is in the 10th house of career, direction is in the career, maybe 9th, 12th house of spirituality, long distance travel journey, or it may be in the 5th house, so direction is going towards children, creation and creativity. 4th house towards the families, 6th house towards dealing with difficulties, litigations, taking loan, mortgage, or even health issues. So you can easily study the direction of marriage by just looking into this house or the planet which is controlling that house. Okay. Apart from this thing, you also need to pay a very close attention to not only the 7th house but 1st house as well. And you need to identify the cluster of planets which are forming around the 1st and 7th axis. If in your chart there is no cluster, then don't worry. But if on the other hand, if there are a maximum number of planets gathered in the 1st and the 7th axis, it shows there are going to be very limit. It's a limit over the choices in the case of when you are going to choose your partner or not. Because more the planets that will come into that direction, the more limitation this is going to impose up there. You can also relate this placement as the placement where you might going to feel certain suffocation inside the marriage part, or you might going to feel little bit of restrictions when it comes to expressing your emotions at the same time in front of your partner. Maybe you have loved someone with your true heart, 100% feeling, but planets in this axis is going to show that limitations are going to be there. Like you will not be able to express the desires in front of other. Like you can also call it as a thought of expression actually. Very difficult. It's also an art to like show your feelings in front of other people. Many people, they don't know that part. Okay. Now if the hemming is happening, it shows that part as well. Okay. Now first of all, when this planet Sun, it actually goes into the 7th house. One thing I will assure you, this is going to give you a very strong level of financial comforts in your life, specifically after getting married, if this Surya is in a very great placement, like it's exalted in its own zodiac sign. Because what is happening, I made one video, what is Sun? I told you Sun is the giver of everything. It's a godfather, okay? Sun will give you light, heat, energy, everything. Although it's a malefic planet, but the things which are necessary for the survival of a marriage, Sun is going to give you. Whether it's a financial comfort, it's a home to live, it's to raise your kids and family in such kind of environment, doctor facility, others, all the facility, because Sun is the provider, this is the giver. And I will tell you, this is also going to be the greatest blessings up there. Apart from this thing, there are going to be certain negative traits which are associated with this Surya. Now, first of all, the very negative trait is that expressive part. Thought of expression is totally absent. It may be you might going to develop it in the later stages of the life by gaining experience through initial failed relationships, but initially it's not possible. Thought of expression is not going to be up there. Also, as far as the physical traits or the characteristics are concerned, I will tell you, your partner is going to be very strong-willed personality. I'm not talking about their inner immune system. It might going to be weak, but externally, I will tell you, body structure is like a very steelhead kind of a personality. It doesn't matter it's going to be a male or female. In case of a male also, if you are watching this video, so your wife is going to be having strong structure, very strong woman. Like, they don't care much about whether the cuts and bruises are happening and the blood is oozing out. They don't worry about that part. So this is a very strong body structure. It's also going to give them a very curvy kind of a structure, strong height, very strong personality. Hairs are going to be there. In case of a man, you will find a true masculine person, because I will tell you, Sun is going to give you exactly the masculine person up there. So this is quite a strong placement. Now, when it comes to the emotional part, that is going to become a bit tricky. Sun might going to be representing the strength from the outer realm, but from the inside, you might going to find a very sensitive person, and where he or she have dealt with certain traumatic experiences in their life. Now, it also depends over the dignity of Surya, first of all, and how the Surya is posited in other divisional charts also. Because any sort of affliction to this Surya represents initial traumatic experiences. Now, it's not going to be inside your partner's life. It's going to be inside your life as well. And that is the reason I told you that thought of expression is going to be totally absent up there. Although with the passage of time, yes, certainly you can see the improvement. Like, suppose Sun is exalted in the sign of Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars matured at the age of 28. So, you will see improvement after the age of 28. It may be posited in the sign of Mercury. Mercury matured at the age of 32. Improvement after 32. So, maturity age will going to give us the exact improvement over that part. Apart from this thing, Sun is also going to create a very strong level of intimacy with your partner. Now, intimacy is a very strong concept. We need to analyze both charts together in order to determine that part. But I will tell you one thing here. Many a time people came to me for taking consultations over the destined spouse or life partner, like whether she or he have the capacity to become my future, or is that person okay, my future partner. Now, there are two possible methods by which we can determine, okay, and I'm going to be honest with you. First one is that 7th house or the planet posited up there. If Sun is up there, now it means Sun is going to be predominantly posited in your partner's chart. It may be it's with some Yokaraka Graha, it's their ascendant is ruled by that part, or maybe Sun is forming certain great Raj Yoga. That is the first indication. Second main indication is the concept of Tithi. Now, what is Tithi? Is the waxing and the waning half of the moon. Lunar cycles, okay. Suppose you born on Krishan Paksh Panchami Tithi, 5th date of the lunar month. Now, that is ruled by a certain planet. Whether that planet is forming some connection with the 9th house of both you and your partner chart, in this way we can determine. But this part will also help us to check that thing as well, okay. Apart from this thing, you can also see many a times the combined business angle between you and your partner. And I will tell you, Sun in the 7th house represents multiple stream of businesses. If it is in the sign of Aries or maybe in the sign of Scorpio, it represents the real estate business. That is going to become the main avenue. Many a times, depending over the planetary conjunction and influences, sometimes it represents food business, agriculture business, export and import related business as well, business in the field of fisheries, sometime wine production. Wine production, you understand now? These malefic businesses are also going to be seen up there, okay? So like wine production, even the like Chandan business, I have seen people with this placement up there that are actually into the pure core agriculture export and import business. That is going to be seen up there. Apart from this thing, now you need to check where the Sun is posited and check its dignity in the D-9 chart. I told you that is going to give us the direction or the approach in which direction that marriage is going to take place. Even if you use the concept of a Bhavat Bhavam, actually, now this 7th house is actually going to become the first house of your spouse and life partner. So if you want to see their complete journey, just make that 7th house as the first house and you will easily find their approach or how they are going to perceive their marriage into that manner. So you can also check and determine that part. Even regarding the karmic influences, you can see ancestral curses or ancestral blessings at the same time. If I will tell you, Surya is very powerful in the sign of Aries, or if it is without affliction, no other planet is afflicting Surya, and it's very good in the D1 chart as well, it shows Pitri Kripa. There is a complete ancestral blessing, and that is going to be throughout your life. But on the other hand, if it is afflicted, it shows certain curses as well. And curses are not going to impact in the relationship, marriage, career, financial growth. Curses are going to create more negative impact into the lineage growth. So lineage wise growth is going to become very difficult. Progeny, children are going to become very, very difficult with this Surya placement. Okay. You also need to check whether this Surya is becoming your Atam Karka or your Amatya Karka Graha. If by chance, I will tell you, Sun is also becoming maybe suppose Dara Karka, the spouse significator, and if it is in the 7th house of the D9 chart and in the D1, so I told you, you can not only find an emotional, physical, every trait of your partner is going to be associated with this Surya. If this planet is becoming suppose Atam Karka, that is the soul significator, so your purpose, the greater purpose is actually going to be interlinked with your partner, higher amount of purpose. If it is becoming your Amatya Karka, so this, your wife is going to become the guiding light towards your pathway, towards your Atam Karka. You see, sometimes the feeling of lost might going to be happening inside you people. Like, what is the purpose, reason why I'm here? Although you are a married person with having kids also, sometime not married, single, nothing up there, still I will tell you the greatest purpose is going to be seen through this Graha which is present up there. Because this is actually going to give you that boost enthusiasm. Malefics have the capacity to perform exceptionally well, I will tell you, in the 7th house rather than benefics. Even Jupiter doesn't perform well in the 7th house of D9 chart, and even all the other planets. So with malefics, it's a beauty which you can see up there. Okay. Apart from this thing, health consideration also need to be taking place a very important role. So here you need to not only check your chart but along your partner chart as well, so that we can do the complete compatibility in order to understand the complete bigger picture. So this is the analysis regarding the Sun placement in the 7th house. I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. If you are having any queries, any consultations, you can feel free to contact me at my email ID. If you require any other marriage, career, business or spiritual consultation, do let me know. I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible, and make sure to subscribe my channel below. Make sure to hit the like button also if you really enjoyed this video. You can also share my YouTube channel with your friends and family members who are in love with Vedic Astrology. And follow me on Instagram. I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye and Hare Krishna.